So, given that you spent like 12 years in this space, right? What would you say, has stayed the same, and what do you think has changed from a learning point of view, or kind of tools or skill sets that are needed in the data space?
Although it might feel weird to a lot of people, I would say that the skills needed haven't changed that much over the last 10 years. So it's still important to have like a strong mathematical and programming background, but some of the technologies indeed have changed. So it's certainly important to know SQL and Python as a programming language, but you still will have like some running battles, like do we need to do batching, micro batching versus real-time analytics? What you also would have seen in the 10 years ago, that a lot of companies migrated to Hadoop, where currently most of the companies actually are in love with Spark. Next, what is important to note is that SQL actually has stayed. Because
Yeah,
if you would have believed people 10 years ago, they were saying like SQL is dead, but
yeah,
SQL is actually still like the go-to language for data science and data engineering because it is just efficient. What I actually would like to include is that the competition actually has become much harder to get
yeah,
into data because a lot of people have indeed learned the different skill sets. It's also basically because there is much more data available now.
right,
All the
right.
technologies are much easier to use now. It's really easy to build a prototype now.
Yeah,
Everybody can think as some use of data.
yeah,
And in that way, although it's easier to learn about it, it might be harder to actually get into data. And for the but it's important to kind of look for the possibilities here, what I would say. And the
yeah,
benefit
yeah,
is also that there are more people, so that in that way, the problems have also, the technologies have matured more. And in that way, not everybody needs to really learn the newest thing. You also have
right,
people who now just like to maintain things or like
right, right.
improve the status quo, who also kind of can find value in the data fields.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in terms of the skill set of tool sets, right? I think
Yeah,
the trifecta is now SQL, Python, R, or
yeah,
Spark, right? So if you want to
yeah,
work with very large data sets, you do some bit of Spark streaming stuff, right?
yeah,
So I think the in terms of the technologies, it's broadly these three,
yeah,
right? And I
yeah,
think the same, right? I personally made this mistake of underestimating the importance of SQL, right?
yeah,
Because I was always told that what, it's pretty straightforward, you pretty much run your week. But
yeah,
to like really dig deep into it, where you actually know on the underpinnings of how it works, right?
yeah.
It kind of takes a little bit of time and practice and stuff.